have a Thrustmaster wheel, Thrustmaster pedals, and are having difficulties getting them working F122. Before we start, you will need the RJ12 cable, which is the one on the left over here. If you're using the Thrustmaster T-LCM pedals, it's very likely you have the cable there as part of the package. If you don't have the T-LCM pedals and we're using just the Thrustmaster T300RS with the pedals that were part of the set, it's very likely that you have only the cable on the right. So before we start anything, make sure that the RJ12 cable is plugged into the pedals and from there to the wheel base itself. Go to support thrustmaster.com website, and in the list of available wheels you find the one that's applicable to your setup. Mine is the Thrustmaster T300RS GT. So once you click on your wheel, you scroll down. There you will see the current version of the drivers for your wheel. If by any chance you started using your wheel like a year ago, this was version 3. Over here it says 4 now, so this is the first thing you need to update. If you had an older version before this, the installation will uninstall your older version and you need to click on it and open it again to install the current version. Once you get the drivers updated, go into your control panel and devices and printers. If you have it in English, it's this kind of icon. You open the devices and printers over there. What I recommend doing is right-clicking on it and create shortcut. It'll tell you it's not possible to create a shortcut here. What you'll do, you'll click on yes, so it will create a shortcut on your desktop. Once it's on your desktop, you'll right-click on it and you will see this icon of the controller. You'll click on it and this window right here will pop up. Double-click on that. And that brings us here to the wheel control panel, and over here we see the firmware version. Right now mine's up to date. It was 31.0 back when I got the wheel. First make sure to check for update. Okay, it's current version. If it's not, it'll update it obviously. If this is firmware anything below 34, press the Windows button or open the Start menu on the bottom left. Start typing firmware. Since we already installed the Thrustmaster drivers, this should already be a thing that will pop up if you start typing firmware, and you'll see the Thrustmaster symbol. Open the Thrustmaster firmware update, then this window will pop up and it'll tell you which device you're using. For me it's the T300RS. I already have the 34.0 firmware version. If your firmware is lower, it will tell you what number, and this one right here, it will tell you you found version 34.0, which is the one we need to get. Before this update starts, be sure that your wheel is plugged in directly into your PC and not through a USB hub. You'll click OK. But I already went through this process. You'll just let it finish, and once that is done, it'll throw you back into this menu. You can just close it afterwards. Yeah, as we can see, it's all working. You can switch between menus. We go into the settings and check the controls. I already have my custom T300 bindings over here. Yeah, and I can bind the pedals no problem. I can bind the wheel. There, clutch on the pedal. If you're interested in my force feedback settings that I'm using, that I found ideal for now, you can check them out. Let's just hop into a quick Grand Prix session and see if it works. My clutch pedal is working, gas pedal is working properly, so yeah, shifting works, ERS button, force feedback working great. Yeah, and it's working. I have no idea what Codemasters have done to mess this up so badly, because previously I just had it through a USB cable directly from my hub or whatever, and it just worked, and yeah, it works. So let me know in the comments if it worked for you. I'm hoping that at least this temporarily solved your problems. So have a nice day, everybody.